Namaste. Thank you for joining. Welcome to Dharma Yoga. And as always, please practice according to your condition and feel free to do the variations if you're comfortable with them and if you know the practice well. Otherwise, please be respectful of your limitations and practice according to your comfort level and abilities. So let me just fix this a little bit. Okay, so let's begin. Start off sitting tall and straight. Close the eyes and bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything you need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to the inner light. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We'll do the mantra for purification now 3 times. If you know it, you can do it along with me. If not, just imagine you're chanting through the voice of the Guru, and you derive all the benefits of the purification of this space, the ground, and all the psychic channels within. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smrit Pantrikaksham Sabaya Bihantraha Sji. Now remember to renounce all the fruits of the practice. Dedicate them to someone you love. Dedicate them first and foremost to the highest self, to God, who resides in the center of the chest, in the right side of the physical heart, in the spiritual heart, we call it. And as God resides equally in all beings, we send out all the love to all beings as well at the same time. So let's stay in that mindset of offering throughout the practice. Let's come to standing. Stand with your feet about 10 inches apart. We'll start off with spiritual breathing in order to, again, establish and reinforce our connection with the divine essence within. Bring your arms up, the palms facing up slightly. From the fingertips, inhale down through the arms into the spiritual heart. 2, 3, 4. Keep pulling the best of the best in. 6, 7, 8. Hold it all at the heart. Hold the breath. All the attention there at the heart. Exhale out through the fingertips. Everything that you drew in stays within. 2, 3, 4. Just the breath leading out steadily through the fingertips. 6, 7, 8. Inhale again. Drawing everything you need, the best from the universe, down into the spiritual heart. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it all in the heart again. Keep the attention there at the heart to attract all, continue attracting all the best. Exhale now out through the arms. 2, 3, 4. Again, just the breath. 6, 7, 8. And one more time. Inhale from the fingertips down into the heart. Feel as though you're a big magnetic force, drawing everything you need, attracting the best of the best. 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep it all in the heart. Hold the breath there. Hold the attention there. Exhale up to the arms. Keep everything that you drew in the heart as an offering to God and to all beings. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now release the arms and we'll continue with some exercise to prepare the body for the practice. Move gracefully, move fluidly, move with power, and then start to go from side to side. Now feel as though the arms are heavy ropes hitting the body each way. Good. And now slow it down. Bring the hands on the hips and start to circle ahead. Feel as though the head were very heavy. It can't even stay on the top of the neck. It just rolls from one side to the other, front and back. Trying to see the head, the floor in every direction as you take the head around. And then change the direction of rotation. The ears touching the shoulders, chin to the chest, back of the head to the top of the back. release. Right hand circles forward. If you have any issues with your shoulder, you can just bring the left hand and just support the shoulder. And go backwards. Feel as though you're holding a weight, 5 pounds in your hand, to give you a little bit more momentum. And then the other arm, left arm forward. And back. Moving all the joints every day to keep the body in a state of radiant health. And when the body's in a state of radiant health, the mind doesn't have as much to occupy it with, just always with a pair. So from here, arms up over the head, take hold of the opposite elbows and bend to your left, working the waist. And then go to your right. Try not to make folds in the underside of the body as you bend. Go to your left again. And then go to the right. Come back to the center and make little circles over your head. Moving most of the head, neck, and shoulders to start. And then bringing up your chest and the upper back into the movement. And then the whole trunk circles. Use the momentum, the downswing, to bring you up swiftly and smoothly throughout the whole circle. Going right back up. And then again, reverse direction, starting with small circles over the head. And make the circles a little bit larger, the chest and the upper back coming into the movement. Arms squeezing the ears. And then finally, trace large circles in front of the body with the whole trunk hinging at the hips. And coming right back up. And release. Shake out the wrists, move the fingers very, very rapidly. Feels like you have no control of the hands. Moving all by themselves. And then up and down. Feel as though the fingers are the wings of a hummingbird, moving extremely, extremely fast. Good. Now from here, take your arms out to the side. If you like, you can come to a wall or bring your hand on a chair. And then sometimes helps you get the action a little bit more. So try to bend forward, try to get your knee to the shoulder. Throw your head back and your leg back. Of course, always according to your condition. Slow it down if you need to. And then the other leg. And release. Good. So now just working the toes. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up, lift up off the heels. Push into reach your toes. Exhale, back down the heels, lift the toes, and press up again. And back down. Lengthen the navel as you come up. Engage the core and the thigh muscles and back. And up. And rock back. This time, push into reach your toes. Come up nice and high and stay up. Push through the base, the toes. Imagine trying to push the ceiling right through the roof. And down. And release. So let's come to the front of the mat. Surya Namaskara. Place the hands in front of the heart. Remember the words from the Bhagavad Gita. Knowledge is better than practice. Meditation is better than knowledge. Renunciation of the fruits of action is better than meditation. Peace immediately follows such renunciation. So stay in that mindset of offering. Do this practice because it must be done. Imagine it is your divine duty to all beings everywhere. Raise your arms up over the head. Reach up, hips forward, stretch the front body. Come forward and down. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring hands flat on the ground. Right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Lift the gaze and the chest. Come into high plank. Bring the knees down and pull the seat all the way back behind the heels. Glide forward, slide between the arms. into cobra. Arch back, bring head all the way back. All the way back again, the seat behind the heels. Come forward again. Tug at the floor as though you try to pull the floor towards you. And this will propel the body forward with more power. Then all the way back one more time. Bring the seat back, brush your nose, look around as you come forward. Make like a snake creeping through the grass and lifting up its head to peer out at the world. Roll over your toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now the heart to mount hold and the head come down below the arms. Right foot steps forward to the hands, sink down to the seat. Bring the feet back together, chest on the thighs, head down, Uttanasana. Come right to standing, reach over the head. Heads back to the heart. Lift up again. Don't worry about the breath, just move the body in a way that feels comfortable and natural to keep the breath steady and even. Left foot back, sink down to the seat. Just move the body, the breath will know what to do and follow and deliver ease and steadiness of movement and fluidity in movement. It's the cobra here, all the way back. I should put the seat all the way back behind the heels. Come forward again, glide forward between the arms. Lift the chest, telescope the neck out of the shoulders. Come all the way back again. Glide forward smoothly into the cobra. And since I've got to do the first time, one more time. All the way back, seat behind the heels. Glide forward. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the head. Roll over your toes back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Melt the heart. And then bring the left foot forward to the hands. Sink down to the seat. Hips low. Feet come together. Bow to the legs. Fold the body right in half. Come right to standing. Reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Every movement reflecting devotion, divine love towards the highest self, towards all beings. For the highest self is in all beings. And then fold the body down into Uttanasana. Right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. It's the high plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down. Glide forward into the cobra. Watch the body moving all by itself. Pretend you're the witness, watching everything. Bring the seat up and back. Right foot forward. Merge with the highest witness within, with God, who's watching everything with unconditional love and non-judgment. And stay in that space as well as you practice. Hands back to the heart. Just do your best. It's the effort that's most important, not the result. Reach up and back. Come forward and down. And it's the intention of offering that's most important. Left foot back. Lower down the seat. Shoulders back. Roll the head back into high plank. Down we go. Knees, chest, forehead down. Ashtanga Namaskara. Right through into Bhujangasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feel like a shapeshifter moving effortlessly between the forms, left foot forward, all the forms that you merging into one divine consciousness, that of God's. Pull the body down onto your legs, come right back up. Hands back to the heart. Adding on, reach up, building a foundation solidly through these movements that will prepare you for what's to come. Right foot back, lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Inhale, feels like the arms are pulling torso right up by the hips. Exhale, sink the seat forward, allow the arms to float down, allow the head to go back. Inhale, come up. Remember, the most important foundation of yoga is the ethical one. The yamas and niyamas, the ethical precepts. Reach up, come back without them, being present throughout the path. There's no way into self-realization. High plank, knees, chest, forehead down. Glide forward into the cobra. All actions, thoughts, and words have to be coming from a place of love and compassion. Bring the seat all the way back. Then the right foot steps forward. Move your shoulders over the fingertips so the foot lands lightly. No big heavy footfalls. No aggressive movements, no jerky motions. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Again, raise your arms up, hips forward, stretch the whole front of the body. Come all the way down into Uttanasana. Left foot back, lower the knee down. Inhale, roll up. Sink the seat. Arms come down, head comes back. Inhale, come up. Lose yourself in the sensations. Imagine all beings experiencing this through the body. So move in a way that delivers the best experience possible. The ideal balance between strength and effort and drive, softness and surrender. Into the high plank, Ashtanga Namaskar. Glide forward into the cobra. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward, sink down to the feet. Feet come together, balance the legs. Pull the body against the legs, head down, close to the feet. Come right to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Tap into the consciousness of the movements. As you lift your gaze, you open up the heart. Open yourself up to divine grace. Exhale as you fold down, eyes downcast, a gesture of humility. Chest on the thighs, join the hands behind the back. Telescope the chest further forward as you pull the hands further back. Exhale, plunge the head down. If you have the flexibility, perhaps you can push your legs. As you push your body into your legs might straighten all the way. The forehead comes against the shins. If you need to, you keep your knees bent to keep your belly with your legs. And then release. Bring the right foot back. Lower the knee down, sink down to the seat. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, turn to your left. As your arms go down, inhale, come up. Turn to your left again. One more time, inhale, graceful movements. Feel like this is your divine dance of devotion. Supreme offering. Raise your arms up over the head, Kapiyasana, pull the arms back, crescent moon shape. Radiate your inner light. And then release, bring the hands down. Now you can either come into plank position, but if you can, swing the left leg all the way up and back. Come forward, shoulders over the fingertips. Glue the elbows to the sides of the body, lower the chest down first. If you need to, you can lower the knee down at the same time as the chest is coming down. So try to control it. Press into your hands, engage your core. Into your cobra, back into down facing dog. And bring the left leg all the way up and back. Look to the hands and bring the right foot forward to the hands. Lower the knee down, sink down to the seat again. Land the foot lightly with control. Execute all movements. Raise your arms up. Turn to your right. Inhale again. Sweep the arms up. And then come down. One more time. Inhale. Raise your arms up. Circle the arms down. Good. So from here, plant the hands. Sweep the right leg up again if you can, or into plank position. Come forward into high plank. Lower down the chest between the hands. Glide right through into the cobra. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now from here, lift the heels, bend the knees up to the hands. Jump or walk your feet to the hands. Pull the body against the legs. Bend your knees. Glue the belly to your thighs. Join the hands behind the back. Telescope the chest further forward. Pull the body down onto your legs. Forehead maybe to the shins again if your legs are straight. Chest trying to get beyond the knees. Hands to front of the head. And then release, come all the way up. Arch back, engage the body, upper back to support you in the movements. Back home, hands on the heart. Raise your arms over the head, reach up and back. Fold forward and down into the Uttanasana. Good. Now from here, press into your hands, hop or walk back into Chaturanga or right onto your belly. And then into upward facing dog if you can. So it's the same pose, almost as cobra, except your feet, your only contact points are the hands and the tops of the feet, the hips and knees up off the ground. Imagine you have a hinge at the tops of your thighs, bend the body back. Try to minimize a big fold across the lower back by pushing into your hands and telescope your trunk out of the hips. Feel like a dog howling at the moon. Lift the nose up to the sky. Now roll over your toes, tuck the chin in, Back into downward facing dog. Here, if possible, try to get your chest closer to the ground without bending your arms if possible. Melt the shoulders. Push against the floor, like you're pushing the floor away. Very flexible, you might be able to get your top of the head to the ground, maybe in the forehead, nose, eventually even the chin comes down. Now exhibit the loyalty of the dog to his master. And now from here, get ready to come forward, lift the heels, bend the knees, scoot the hands. Bring your feet forward, hopping or walking. Pull the body down onto your legs, Uttanasana. Come all the way up to standing, reach up and back. Hands back to the heart. Good. One more. Raise your arms up over the head, reach up and back. Watch the body moving again all by itself. Pretend you're the witness. Bring your hands down beside your feet. From here, you have the choice of either just lifting heels and rock back. So just get that kind of motion with your shoulders over your fingertips. You can stay like this if you like, just rocking back and forth, shifting weight from front to back. Or passage your hands, hold your breath, once you can lift your seat up. Seat over your wrists. Push firmly into the ground. Good. If you like, you can extend the legs, bend your elbows back into chaturanga. Into upward facing dog. Round your back to the chin and make your way into downward facing dog. Melt the heart between your shoulder blades. Come forward again. As you're coming forward, round your back to the tailbone. Pull the chin into the chest and then uncoil. Neck telescopes out of the shoulders. And back the other way. Round your back. Sink the heart. Soften every sense of the word. One last time. Round your back. Come forward. Roll over your toes. Uncoil gracefully. Back the other way. Tuck your chin in, round your back, so you're trying to push your heart right between your shoulder blades, and then down. So you're trying to push it right through the rib cage in front. Now from here again, options. So lift the heels, round your back, come forward, shoulders over the fingertips, and all the way back. You can bring the seats all the way back towards heels if you like. So get this kind of motion going. Stay firm on your hands. Really press into the ground. Or if you feel comfortable, lift the heels, bend the knees, the belly comes to your thighs, push into your hands, and then press up 3 times. Bring the feet to the hands 4 times or so. Pull the body down onto your legs. From here, come all the way up, arch back. Back to the heart. So take a deep breath in here, from the heart up to this space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Let go of all expectations, all attachments to results. Every pose an offering, an expression of divine love. And release. Let's continue now with the postures. So standing on your left foot first, let's do ballet pose. If you can, take hold, bring the right foot up, take hold of the heel from the inside, and raise the leg and the arm at the same time. Depending on flexibility, to get the toes on the same line as the fingertips, they might come about the height of the shoulders, so it looks like a letter T. More flexible, bring the leg up higher. Close to the shoulder, lean to your left a little bit so you can get same line again. Height of the fingers and toes the same. Lift up, be magnificent like a star performer in the show. Good, now from here, bend your knee. Take the foot across the front into Natarajasana. The shin parallel to the ground, bend the standing leg. If it's too much, you can just rest your shin on your left thigh. Arms out to the side, left wrist over the right. Try not to allow your elbows to drop. Keep the same line, elbow to elbow. Keep your back straight, shoulders over the hips. Fingers pointing straight down. Visualize a dancing Shiva in your mind. Make yourself into the form. back up from here. Bring the knee up again. And see if you can wrap the leg around the other one. And then turn to your left a little bit. You might be able to hook the foot on the back of the leg. If it doesn't hook, don't worry, just keep it out like this. And then you can either bring your forearms together, close one hand over the other, forearms together, or if you can, left forearm over the right. Garudasana. Sink down a little bit deeper through the hips. Try not to lean forward too much. Press back up and release. Good. Whatever happens, be unconcerned. Just do your best. Just visualize your body moving through the poses. Again, maybe one with the form, merge with the form. Standing on your right foot now. Take hold of the left heel. You can always do this against the wall too if you're having trouble balancing. Coming into your ballet pose. Offer it up. Good. Be larger than life. Now, another version of another dancer form. Take your foot so that it's floating roughly on the same height as the knee. Bend your standing leg. See if you can float it there, or again, just bring it on your right thigh. And then the right wrist on top of the left this time. Push the elbows forward. Make sure again your elbow's not dropping down. Either elbow, straight line from elbow to elbow. Bring the shoulders back. Gaze beyond your fingers in front of you. Up, keep the left knee up high, so when it comes over the other one, it comes up nice and high. It makes it easier to hook. Turn to your right so you can hook the foot, otherwise let it float to the side. And then the right arm over the left, or again, just press your forearms together and pull one hand over the other. So it looks like this. Okay, so it's a modification. Shoulders back, sink down through the seat. Fix your gaze like an eagle, just contemplating where to fly today. And coming back up, release. Okay, so one more. Come to the back of the mat. And then from here, start warrior 3. Arms up over the head, take a big step forward with the left foot, hinge at the hips. Bring the body level with the ground, bend your left knee, and bring the right leg up. You can straight line here. If you need to, you bring your index fingers to the ground if you're finding hard to balance. Out to the side is also a nice steady pose like an airplane. Now you can stay here or progress to toppling tree. Toppling tree, you bring your hands together. Join the fingers, interlace, and open up fingers and open up on the palms. Bow down a little bit so your belly comes onto your thigh, bend the standing leg a little bit. Then pull the hands further forward over your shoulders, arch the back, bring the right foot up higher. Good. Release the hands, drop the left hand down from the left foot, Adho Chandrasana, turn to the right, and then open up to the right, bring the right arm up, try to bring the right leg up higher. Now if you're having trouble with this one, if you can't reach the ground easily, you can come down onto your knee. Okay, so this is a modification here. And from here, you can also take the foot. You can do this when you're standing too, on your foot. Take the foot and push the foot away from your body. Look over your left shoulder, try to get your hip and your shoulders to come on top of one another. If you're doing it on your foot, it would look like this. Left hip over the left heel. Open up. Then release. Pull heel in towards the seat. Bend the standing leg if you're standing, and come back up. Okay, so now try it on the other side. Arms up over the head. Hands hands together, step forward with the right foot. Lean forward so your head's about the same height as the hip, and then raise the left leg up, straighten the right leg to engage the muscles below and above the knee. And again, take modifications as you need to, fingertips on the ground with the index fingers out to the side. All great forms. Do your best. Do it with love, and it becomes the best offering. Don't worry about anything else. If you want to go into toppling tree, swing your arms back behind, interlace your fingers, open up the palms, and then see if you can raise the leg a little bit higher, pull the hands over your shoulders. You can do this from your knee as well. It becomes sort of like a tiger pose. So if you're on knee, it'll look like this. Okay, so just do whatever you can. It's all good. Raise your left leg up higher if you can, arch the back. And then release the hands, bring the right fingertips down to the ground. Thumb left roughly lines your right little toe. And then open up, bring the left leg up higher, out into the Dharma. And stay here, bend the knee, take the foot and push the foot away from the seat to open up a little bit more. All poses, give them equal attention. Love all forms equally. The sign of self-realization is when we see every sameness in everything, in all forms. And now pull the heel in towards the seat and release, come back down. Good. Okay, now step to the middle of the mat. Bring your fingertips in line with the elbows. Jump your feet apart like a star shape. Go to your left. If you're turning the wrong way, when you turn, you're facing away from the camera, you can turn around. Just jump around 180 degrees. Starting off with Virabhadrasana 2. If you can, sink a little bit deeper. Make sure your knees will turn in. It should be over the foot. And if you can, get your knee right over the toes by leaning forward and sinking your seat a little bit. That's the way Dharma Ji likes to do it. But if it's too much, you just stay higher according to your condition. Offer the best. Don't go to a place of pain, suffering, and anxiety and distress. It's not what you want to transmit. Now from here, bring the right hand up to meet the left. Virabhadrasana. Try to turn your chest so the hips are square. If it's not possible, do this with your foot on the ground, flat. Lift the back heel up. Spin on the ball foot. Come up higher. Look up beyond the fingertips, as I say, I'm yours to do your service. Now lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. From here, Kali Mudra. Just interlace your fingers, cross the thumbs, index fingers come together. Rock your shoulders back and forth. Try to get the arms to come back behind the ears. Push your chest forward and up. Too much? You can maybe take hold of your opposite elbows and just allow your head to rest in your arms. Feel as though you're lying on your back, relaxing on the beach. Just on the inhale, pull the body further by the hips. Exhale, sink back a little bit more. If your arms are straight, make sure, if your arms extend, make sure that your elbows are not bent. Stay true to the form of a crescent moon. Back up. From here, place the hands on the ground on the inside of the foot. Move the left foot out a little bit to your left. And from here, slide your right toes back. Fall to the right so you can get the right hip and the form to come down. And then roll to your left so you can get your left form to come down. So as you do this, make sure your knee doesn't fall away from the body, from the shoulder. If it does, just move the foot out a little bit more. Not so much that the knee is not so much that the foot is on the outside and knees, the legs and the ankle. The leg should be straight, vertical. And then just imagine you have weights in your hip pockets. And when the hips are heavy, maybe the pelvis will come down, maybe eventually the belly. If your belly comes down, you can move your arms to the outside And maybe your chest will come right down. Just keep on feeling the weight in your hips, anchoring your body down. Keep telescoping your chest forward. Eventually your body will come down lower and lower. If you know other forms, go ahead. If you're flat on the ground, left arm can come over the foot, around the outside and underneath the knee. Right hand over the back. And just bind your hands over your back. Left shoulder on the left foot. Feel like a lizard sunning itself on a warm earth. Fix the gaze. Imitate the lizard in every way. And then from here, break the pose. Coming back upright. Move your seat back. And slide your left foot in a little bit closer. So your legs are like a box. Right leg at right toes. Toes of the right foot bent under. Left foot like a 90-degree angle. Right arm up. So here you can either just take your left hand onto your seat, push in and push down, and right hand to the outside of the knee. Inhale, keep rising up through the lower back. Exhale, turn to your left. You can stay here the whole time. If you want, you can take your lean back, take your left hand to the outside the heel. Keep your body upright. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, turn more to your left. Can you bring the right arm up? And keep pushing against that heel behind if you have your hand, or on your seat, and get more rotation. If it's too easy for you, Parivita Parsvakonasana. Starting off with Sukha, Parivita Parsvakonasana with your knee on the ground, right arm up. Go to the outside of the leg. The armpit is staying on the outside of the knee. Left hand pushes into the right, either together or a fist in your hand. As you push the left hand down the right, the hands descend and the chest comes up, so the chest is behind the thumbs. Roll all the way back, left shoulder moves back. Now if you deepen the pose, you can come into a bind here. Again, make sure the armpit is sitting on the back outside the knee. Move your seat back, use your left hand to guide the elbow underneath, guide the elbow so the hand slides underneath the leg, right underneath the belly, left hand goes over the back. Then hold the wrist as your left hand, with right hand. Left shoulder moves all the way back, look up. At any point here, if you feel comfortable, bend the toes under in the back foot and take the knee up off the ground. Keep turning, keep tugging on that wrist, or your fingers are locked together. Just keep pulling on your hands so the left shoulder moves back. And she looks like you're lying on your back. Option for advanced practitioners, look forward. Bring your right foot in until you can get your left hip over your left heel. Tilt your head down, take a half breath in, and see if you can raise your right leg up. If it's too much as a bind, just bring the right hand on the ground on the inside of the foot. Revolve to Adho Chandrasana, then you can bring your left arm up. So you can do this version 2. Chest turned all the way to your left. And then back down. Bring the right foot back down. From here, turning into Vasisthasana. Keep pushing to your right hand. Keep your arm fully extended. And from here, you can stay like this. There's always an option to keep your left foot there. Or bring your leg back, cross it over so the ankles are crossing, just in front of the other foot. Want to get other forms? Go ahead. If you spin enough, push hips up, keep your left foot flat on the ground, move it in a little bit. Bring the big toe base, make sure the base of the big toe is down. And if you have a strong foundation, with your hand on your foot, your hip is high, you'll be able to take your left foot up easily. No weight on your left foot. Then you take hold of the knee, take hold of the foot. The trick is to try to get your hip up as much as possible, trying to get it almost over the foot in line with your foot. Push your hip all the way forward and up. And then release. Come back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring the left foot to the hands, spin on your feet, face along the edge of the mat. Arms up to the side, come all the way up. Go to the right this time again. Turn around 180 degrees if you need to. Sink into the front hip, the right hip. Try to get your knee over the toes. Strong and long lines. Exude confidence, determination, leadership. All the qualities of a warrior. Then bring the left hand up to meet the right. Try to square off hip, roll the left thigh in a little bit so your hips square off. Again, if you need to, just spin on the ball of the foot, lift the back heel up. Come up nice and high. Back straight. Say of this pose, I'm yours to do your service. Lower the knee down now, flatten out the toes, Kapiyasana. Squeeze the heels or palms together. Wiggle the shoulders back and forth, the famous Dharma wiggle. And then pull the arms back, the chest up as much as you can. So lift the upper lower back, push the chest up. Again, if you want, you can hold the opposite elbows instead, and just allow the head to just rest in your arms. Beautiful pose expresses surrender in such a beautiful, magnificent way. And then come back up. Press into your knee and bring your left foot in a little bit. Actually, which one did I do first? I think, I think I had to move your foot out, sorry. I reversed the order. So move the right foot out a little bit and then get ready for lizard. So fall to your left. Try to get your left hip down and your left forearm to come down. And then roll to the other side, get the other arm down. Keep telescoping your chest forward. Imagine you have a big magnet attached to your hips, attracting the hips to the ground. The force is so strong that once hips are down, maybe the pelvis comes down as well. Keep pulling forward. The more you lengthen, the more the body will come lower. And then eventually maybe your chest right on the ground. Fix your gaze. If you can't get down on your elbows, no problem, just stay on your hands. Keep your chest forward. Make sure again that your knee is in line with the foot. It's not falling out to side or rolling in with falling in towards your shoulder with your right foot sliding out. So it should be in the same line, heel and the knee. And again, if you want to take the bind, the right arm goes over the front of the foot, around the outside and underneath, and then your left hand comes onto the back. Hold the left wrist, right shoulder on top of the right foot. And now break the toes, come back onto the hands, come up, and then move your hips. Right, slide the right foot in, and come upright. Bend the toes under the back foot, again the legs like a box. Left arm up, take the hand to the outside of the knee, right hand to the seat, push in and pull down at the same time. As you pull down, keep lifting up through the upper back, lift up through the chest. Turn to look over your right shoulder, make sure your shoulders are nice and wide. If you want, lean back, right hand comes to the heel. Make sure as you twist, you don't fall back into your hips and you don't hunch. Stay upright. You can take your left arm up if you like. Turn a little bit more. Keep widening the chest, push the shoulders back. You can stay here. This is where your edge is. Or paddle your feet to Paschimottanasana. Easy version first. Just set the foundation. Left arm up. And drop the arm down on the outside of the leg. Armpit is staying on the outside of the knee. Starting off with hands in prayer. So notice how my belly comes higher than the thigh. And that happens as I push the right hand down to the left. So center chest comes to your thumbs. And then Keep pressing against the other side of the knee and turn. Right hip moves back, right shoulder moves back. Keep telescoping the top head forward. And if you want to take the bind, move your seat back, your elbows in a space, free space underneath the knee. Use the hand to guide. You put this on the elbow so you can guide your left hand underneath your leg. And you can take hold of the right wrist with your left hand. You can stay here, continue to twist, or take the back knee up off the ground. Keep tugging on the arms, pull the right shoulder back. Make sure you keep your back leg strong, push out through the back heel, extend through the crown. Now you can stay here or move into the bound revolved or the regular revolved Adho Chandrasana. If you're doing a revolved one, move your left foot in as much as you need to so your hip is over the front heel. Take a half breath in, hold the breath, and raise the leg up, the head diving towards the ground. If too much to do with the bind, left hand comes down on the inside of the foot a little bit, the right foot, and turn. Right arm comes up. Now bring the left foot down. From here, plant your left hand down. Make sure the hand is a little in front of the shoulder so you don't fall into your shoulder. Spin on the foot. You can stay like this in your Vasisthasana like this. Or bring the right foot back, cross it in front of the other one, ankles together. Push your hips forward. Again, make sure you don't just drop into your shoulder. If you want to go into wild thing, slide your right toes back. Slide your left foot in a little bit. Turn it 45 degrees. Make sure the base of the big toes on the ground. Lift your hips. If your hip is high, you have a good, strong, solid connection with your right hand, left hand and left foot. Base of the big toe especially. You may be able to take your knee up off the ground, so the foot up off the ground more easily. And if you can, take the knee or take the foot. Again, according to your condition, your ability levels. Keep your hip high. And then back down. Back into down facing dog. Dharmaji often says the poses are all about physics. You just have to figure out all the connection points, all the forces that help you to stay in a pose. Use your discernment, use your intellect. Keep practicing, you learn all the tricks. Now bring the right foot forward, spin on your foot, face along the edge of the mat, arms out to the side, and come all the way back up. Good, let's do easy Chakrasana now. Turn this way so you can see. Turn the heels in a little bit, toes are pointing out. So if you're, you can just, your feet, the heels are on the inside, the toes are on beyond the edges of the mat. It's about the right distance. So you can bend your knees, so it's like you're riding on a horse, the knees come over your toes. Place your hands on the seat and push into seat, pull down. Keep pushing hips forward. Lots of weight in the inside area of the foot first, especially, but make sure your outer edges are anchored down too. And then allow your head to fall back. If you feel comfortable, move, slide one hand at a time down the backs of the legs. If you hold just under the knees, you have good control there. Rotate the thighs outwards, rotate the shins inwards. The thumbs come further between. And then eventually you want to try to straighten your legs as well. Keep the spiral going, the counter spiral. Hips come forward and up. If you want to be more flexible, you can walk your hands all the way down to your heels. Maybe step on your fingers if you've got that. And now from here, move your hands back onto your legs one at a time, or well, up your legs, so walk all the way up. Push down and seat, pull in and push in at the same time, and come back up. Arms up to the side, open up the feet a little bit more, the heels so they're parallel with the toes, edges of the feet parallel. Come down. Prasarita Padottanasana. Take your hands to the ankles, or you can step on your fingers with your edges of your feet. Extend to the crown, and then see if you can pull your head right between your feet. Pull the shoulders back. If you're more flexible, try to get your head further in. So the back of the head may be in line with the heels, your chest behind your legs. Now you may stay here. If you want to do an inversion from here, go ahead. You can take your tripod if you like. Fingers behind your heels a little bit, arms parallel, and push into the top of the head. Push into your hands and come up. You can also do form balance or handstand if you like. All good. Just go to your potential. Try new things, otherwise you may remain stagnant in a practice. You never make progress. Without progress, you lose the enthusiasm. So always keep on striving to exercise your imagination, to see yourself in all the different forms. We all have to pass through them all. Okay, we're going to come back. Split your legs again. Engage your core more as you're coming down closer so that your feet can land beside your hands and quietly, not like a big heavy thud. Arms out to the side. Come all the way back up. Good. One more easy Chakrasana. Turn heels in, walk your, adjust your feet if you like. If you're more flexible, you can bring your feet right together almost. And come back. Push your hips forward and go back. Hips forward, bend your knees a little bit. And if you bend your knees a little bit more, your head will be close to the ground. You can see the ground easily. You can also, one hand down on the ground, and the other hand, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Make sure you can see the ground easily. And make sure again that you're comfortable doing this. Don't go to a place of anxiety and pain and where your head is spinning out of control with anxiety. It's not what you want to transmit to others. To come back, one hand at a time. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, place on the back of the knee. Push firmly into the back of the knee with your hand. So your hips come forward, over your knees, and then your other hand to the other leg, and then walk your way back up. Arms out to the side. Jump your feet together, arms by the sides of the body. Stand tall like a mountain. Breathe in from the base of the mountain, the base of the spine, right up to the summit, the crown. Exhale back down to the base. The spine of the mountain remains solid and unshakable in your devotion to the practice. Now come down. Let's do headstand, Shilshasana, king of the poses. If you know how to get into headstand already, go ahead. Make it a royal offering. And once you're up, leave the body by itself. You can come into lotus if you like. I'm bringing attention to the space between your eyebrows. This is if you go ahead and go at it if you already know how to get into it. Otherwise, modifications. Let's do, there's a few options here today. You can take hold, make sure you can take hold, I'm going to move forward a little bit. Make sure you can take hold of your elbows easily. Then move your hands in front, interlace your fingers, and from here, lift your seat up. And then from here, push your seat back a little bit. Try to get a little bit of strength. Push into the forearms. Don't move your elbows. Make sure they don't slide out. The sides, they should be no more than shoulder width apart. And bring the top of the head down to the ground and from the palms so that your hands are hugging the head like a helmet. Walk the feet towards your elbows. And then just, you can lift the heels and pulse them back down. As you lift your heels, push down the forearms. So you don't have as much weight on the head. Hug the sides of the head with your palms, heels your palms. Feel comfortable. Next, and bring one leg back. Keep the foot hanging close to your seat. The foot is very heavy. Press to the base of the toes. And again, pulse up and down, up off the heel. Eventually, keep pushing your left foot back, but keep it low. Don't extend the leg. Keep the leg very bent. Push into forearms, hold your breath, and see if you can flick your toes away from the ground. Okay, so just tapping the foot. Eventually, you'll be able to hover it there. Bit by bit, keep pushing through the back foot. Eventually your feet come in line with your hips. And you find a balance. If that's too much, you can just do dolphins. Bring your palms together instead of, you can interlace your fingers or just press your palms together. Push your seat back and then hinge forward, chin over the fingers. All the way back. Do this a few times just to build the strength. On flat body. Okay, so you do, go ahead if you haven't already. If this is still, you need more of a restorative inversion, you can just do hair pose. Forehead down on the ground in front of the knees and just lift your seat up. Try to get your hips over your knees. Move your head forward if there's too much pressure for the back of the neck. Okay, for those of you in headstand, just remain still. Now, get ready to come down slowly. If you're in headstand, hinge at the hips. And bring your seat back a little bit so that you can come down with control. Engage your core all the way down so you can land softly back into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften. And then roll back up. Okay, we'll try one more thing, forearm balance. So your arms, make sure they're not winging out to the side. Keep them in a little bit closer to than shoulder width. Your fingers are spread. Okay, so press index, the middle finger is pointing straight ahead. So if you can see this, you can do it against the wall here. I'm not sure you can see. Okay, so pretend I'll do it here because it's probably a little bit too difficult for you to see. So imagine I'm facing the wall. You place your feet on the wall, your seat on your heels, and your elbows underneath your shoulders. Okay, so again, place your elbows so you can hold them easily, don't move them. Press into the hands and then lift up. You can bring one foot onto the wall at the height of the hip, no higher. Okay, and then push up off the wall. Hard for me to do to demonstrate because there's no wall there. But basically, you bring one leg back and one foot on the wall, and then you just pull your toes away once in a while if you can. Push into the arms. If you feel comfortable doing this in the middle of the floor, go ahead. If you want to start with your headstand, you can start with your head just against the wrists. And then take a half breath in, really push down into the arms, hold the breath, and then lift your head up. Just tilt your head forward, like you're about to go into cobra from the child's pose or something. Okay, so just different ways of entering a pose. Find the one that talks to you, that is more easy for you to do. Back down. Relax. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Remove all fatigue. Make your way into shoulder stand. So move to the front of the mat. The easiest way is to roll right into plow from here. So roll back with your chin in. Send your arms and your feet behind your head. And move your arms closer together. Join your hands behind the back. From the front, you can't even see your arms anymore. And place your hands on your back, mid-back. And if you need to, you can keep your knees close to your shoulders or your forehead. You can come up one leg or both legs at a time. Eventually, try to have your toes in line with your chin. So if you need to modify a little bit, just rest your seat in your hands, your legs can stay at an angle. So again, do according to your comfort level and your ability to hold it steady. If you have lotus, go ahead. Bring your feet into lotus. Use your hands if you need to. One hand stays on the back while the other hand moves into the feet into position.
If you're right on top of your shoulders, you might eventually get your hands on your thighs, whether you're in lotus or straight leg. Lotus, make sure your knees are higher than your hips. Push your hips forward. Chin, your chest like a wall. Your chin right against your chest. Take your attention inward to the space between your eyebrows. Seat of divine perception, Tukuti. Rest your mind on the infinite, that the eternal witness as within. Good. From here, if you have a lotus, you can do Pundasana. Bring your thighs against your body. Those of you who can take a bind. So you wrap your arms around the legs and join your hands underneath the seat. Your knees come right close to the shoulders, against the shoulders. If your legs are straight, you can do plow pose. So hinge at the hips again, bring your feet down with control, don't fall hard into the pose. And then little jerky motions. Do the practice in a way that's pleasing to watch. So you can either keep your legs extended or drop your thighs down against your body. Knees actually coming right down to the ground if it's very flexible, or on your shoulders beside your head. Now withdraw from your senses. If your knees are beside your head, you can imagine them as just the gateways to the senses that you're shutting off. Close the eyes, close the ears. So as not to be distracted by the inputs coming in there from those organs. Getting ready to exit now. If you have a lotus, you can keep your lotus. Come down slowly with control. No big fast hard landings. So if you're in lotus, you can do the lotus fish. Bring, once your legs are down, you push into your elbows, lift your chest, bring the top of it down, and then from here, you hold your feet, you hold your toes, you pull on your toes very hard, and you push into your elbows, which are underneath your heart, and you try to get your knees, your elbows to stay down. So this is with your lotus. If not, your legs are extended. Bring your hands, move them underneath the seat, palms down, index fingers and thumb tips together. Move your elbows under a little bit more, so your shoulders under, so your elbows come closer, and then lift your torso up. Push your chest up, move your elbows in even more if you can. And then allow the head to drop back behind, top of the head on the ground. You can stay here. If you feel comfortable, raise your legs up about 12 inches off the mat. And Vastrika breath, be very fast in nose like a sniffing dog. Bring the legs down. Relax on your back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Imagine you're fainting. Next pose, ankle grasp. If you have very tight hamstrings, you can slide your left foot in a little bit, so the knee's bent and your left foot flat on the ground, and bring your right leg up. Knee to the shoulder, take hold of the ankle and pull on that right foot so it comes closer to the head. Stretch the back of the leg. If at any point you feel comfortable, extend your leg back in, your left leg, go ahead. Take your attention to all areas in the body, in this case the hamstrings perhaps. We want to have more release. That's where the prana will go. With your intention of releasing, that's what the prana will do as well. If you're very flexible, you might be able to slip your leg to the outside, just beside the shoulder, and bring the foot right on the ground beside your head. half happy baby pose. Bend the knee, your heel in line with your back of the knee, and bring your right knee down towards, or maybe right on the ground beside your body. The knee is in the armpit. Now you can stay like this, or you can see if you can move your right shoulder in front of the leg, and then lift your right side of the seat. If you can slip your hand underneath your seat, and keep pushing into the back of the knee so the knee comes up high, close to the ear. Now those of you who can get the head laid behind the head, go ahead. Keep pushing up in the back of the knee. Bring the left knee right into the shoulder if you need to. Lift your head, pull the foot back, pull it towards the left, tuck your chin in, and then the foot will come more easily behind the head. You can stay here if you have the full pose, Yoga Nidrasana. Advanced practitioners, go ahead. So if you know that one, you bring your other leg up, you fork your thumb and your index finger around the heels, pull it back as though you're about to go into plow. Keep pressing to the backs of the knees, cross your ankles, pull the legs so they extend a little bit, and tuck your chin in, and bring your head in front of your feet. You can either keep the hands in prayer in front of you, or join your hands underneath your back if you're deep into the pose. Try to get your feet down to the ground if you're doing this version. Now those of you in Yoga Nidrasana, full pose, you can stay there. Otherwise, move to the other side. So release your right leg down, and then start again. Slide your right foot in if you need to. Bring your left leg up. Take hold of the knee to the shoulder, and take hold of the ankle. Pull on the foot. Try to get closer to the head. Slide the right foot out if it's appropriate, if you can get your leg down. Very flexible again. You can see if you can bring your foot right down to the ground beside you and a little bit behind the head. Then half happy baby pose. Bend the knee. Heel over the back of the knee. Now, depending on flexibility, you can stay here. You can see if you move your left arm in front, so you're pressing with the back of the knee. And you can take your hand underneath your seat, scooch, lift your left side of the seat up and swerve your hand underneath there. And just use the back of the shoulder to just push into the back and get it higher. So the knee comes close to the ear. Again, if you want to take the leg behind the head, lift your upper back up from that. Bring your right knee right in. Pull the foot towards the right. Move your head forward. Lift your upper back quite a bit, and then eventually your head will come in front of the leg. You can keep your hands in prayer. If your foot doesn't come all the way down, it's okay. That's usually, it's not uncommon for that, or for not being able to get your right leg to stay flat on the ground. Release. Rest for a moment, breathe in, breathe out. Roll back up to seated position. So from here, cross your ankles and come onto your knees. A few options here. Start off with rabbit, bend the toes under. Push really firm into the base of the toes. Lean back. Right hand comes to the right heel, then left hand comes to the left heel. Lock your baby fingers together, pull your heels right together. And then turn your hands, the thumb on the inside of the heel, the index finger on the outside. And then bring your hips all the way forward. Don't fall forward onto your thighs, but get the sensation that you're about to. Hips stay, are heavy. Your chest is up, your head's back.
press into your heels, your hands, lean back. And then bring chin into your chest, right hand on the right side seat, left hand on left side seat. Push in, pull down at the same time, and come back up. Good. Flatten your toes into child's pose. Hammer on your back a little bit. Come up. Do it again. Or Ustrasana. Tops of the feet are flat on the ground this time. Your feet are relaxed. Again, hands on the seat. Lean back. Engage your core muscles in your thighs so that you don't fall back. So you come down back with control. Right hand on the right foot. Left hand on the left foot. Push your hips forward. Hips over your knees. The chest is the highest point on your body, like the hump of a camel. Allow the head to go all the way back. Again, hands on the seat, one at a time. Press in the seat, pull down, and come back up. Good. So you can do that one again. You can rest in child's pose in between if you need to. If you want, if you can, go right into the next one. Again, camel or rabbit. Or from here, you can do the Kapotasana. Take one hand up, tickle the elbow, push behind the head, keep the hands strong. Again, hinge at the hips, go back long so that make sure you can do this with relative ease. Okay, so keep your core engaged, your thighs engaged, bring your hand down. From here, once one hand down, you can take the hand down. Turn your fingers towards you, and then see if you can place your head on the ground. Or hold the opposite edges of the mat. And see if you can bend your elbows and get your head down. Eventually, you might be able to find your toes. Take hold of the toes, and see if you can bring your elbows down. So at first, your head might be in front of your elbows, your forearms, and that's okay. Eventually, if you're more flexible, you tilt your head back and you come more so your head is behind your elbows. You can take hold of your heels eventually. Move again according to your condition and your abilities. Come out of the pose. If you're in Kapotasana, you can just lift your head up and roll down, slide down, or if you have more strength, push into your hands, throw your hips forward and come up. And those who are in camel or rabbit pose, come to child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften everything. We come up. Legs out in front. Good. Now let's just bend your knees up. The feet and the knees together. Right hand down the center of the back, just behind the back, left arm up. Take your forearm to the outside of the thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right. Keep the chest wide. Make sure you're not leaning back. So it shouldn't look like this. Okay? Back straight, shoulders over the hips. Those who have the reach can take a bind. Tip the knees forward. Left arm, left shoulder in front of the left, on the other side of the left, of the right thigh. Knee, more like it, and then your hand is on the other side of the left hip. You join your hands together. Take a strap if you need to. Be careful of your shoulders. Release. Do the other side now. Right arm up. If you're taking the bind, you have to tip your knees forward, get your arm down as much as possible. So your elbows in the space underneath your legs, underneath your knees. Slide your hand underneath. Your hands bind just beside the right side of the seat. Again, take a strap if you need to. Then pull the left shoulder back and try to elongate both sides of the body so you're not all hunched up at the waist. Release. sit in a comfortable position now. So we'll do a little bit of breathing now. Just a concentration breath, tracing a square. So imagine that your breath is tracing the outline of a square. Left and right hands in Yana Mudra, second finger and thumb connected, three fingers extended on the knees. Sit up tall and straight, close the eyes. And now I'm going to guide you through this. So we're just going to trace the outline of a box, starting at the bottom corner of the left side. Inhale up the left side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the breath as you go across the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale down the opposite side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep the lungs empty. Hold the breath out as you move back to the origin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale up the left side to the top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold across the top again. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4. Keep watching the trace happening right before your eyes. Exhale down the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the lungs empty. Hold the breath out as you move back to origin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale up the left. Hold across the top. Exhale down the other side. See if you can see a light moving down as it forms a trace. And at the bottom, hold the breath out. Go back to the origin with the lungs empty. Back up, inhale through the left side. Across the top. Hold the breath. Exhale down evenly, steadily. Hold the breath out across the bottom edge. The lungs are empty. Inhale up the left side. Lose yourself in that imagery of the box being traced. Across the top, hold the breath. Going from the left to the right side. Exhale down the bottom, the other side to the bottom. Keep the breath held out to the body as you return to your origin. Again, inhale up the left side. Hold across the top. Concentrate. Exhale down the other side. If your mind starts to wander, continue to be the witness, undisturbed, unjudging, always loving. Hold the breath out as you go back across the bottom to the origin. Last time, inhale up the left. Hold across the top. Hold the breath. Keep the attention there though. Exhale down the other side. And hold the breath out as you move back to the origin. Now make your way onto your back. Slowly and gently. Keeping the witness, watching the body moving every instant of the practice, done with reverence, with consciousness, with mindfulness. Even these moments of rest are an offering. And indeed, in the Shavasana is where profound healing takes place, removal of the impurities. So as you relax and let go physically, imagine you're letting go of all tension, all negativity at the same time. Anything that you want to be rid of. Take a deep breath in, On the inhale, draw it all together, all the negativity, all the tension, anything that you don't want to retain. Exhale, just funnel it right out of the body. Inhale again, pull in more of what you don't need that doesn't serve you in any way. Exhale, let it to drain right out of the body. One more time, inhale. Pull in any remaining negativity or tension, the undesirables. And exhale, let it all go with a breath. Now, as you inhale, imagine the best of the best coming in. Imagine a deserted beach where the waves are rolling in on the sand. And when the tide goes back out, it clears all the sand underneath so that the sand where the waves were is smooth. All the debris taken out and removed. In the same way as you inhale, feel an inrush of all the best coming in, all that you need, all the qualities that you're trying to cultivate in yourself. Send it right to the spiritual heart. As you exhale, imagine it flooding out to all beings everywhere. Again, God is present in all forms and all beings. Inhale again, like the wave, bring in the best of the best. Everything that you need to feel grounded, to feel complete, to feel in connection with all beings and with God. Exhale. From it comes into spiritual heart. Exhale, just send it out to all beings everywhere. And one more time, inhale. Feel like you're a magnetic force attracting everything you need. And then bring it right to the physical, the spiritual heart. And then from there, it goes out to all beings everywhere. Continue to be a channel through which you exercise love and compassion towards all beings, all that you learn from your teachers, to do good and to be good. Channel that out to all beings. And be a good role model yourself so that those who you encounter who are struggling can draw example from you. When you are acting out of a place of compassion and love, good outcomes are forthcoming. So keep on trying to do the best you can to act in a way that doesn't bring suffering or pain to anyone. Do the best that you can. Remain supreme in that intention. Now repeat yourself the following sentence 3 times to yourself to ingrain that intention in your mind. I strive to treat all beings with loving kindness and compassion and non-judgment. Stay in the understanding that we all have to pass through the same thing, whether we've already passed through it or whether we have yet to. All the more reason to have compassion for all those who are struggling and who maybe do things that are not necessarily in line with what we think is right or wrong. But we all pass through it as well. So now make ready to come back to a seated position. Prepare to sit. Come back into your body. So tall and supreme once again. We'll close it. Practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within and send it out to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful, wonderful